Hi, B. The first step is to take your bread. I have a lot of bread because I'm making it for all Trevor's family and then all of my family. So they say one loaf of bread will do 5 people. So I just say 3. Everyone always eats a lot of stuffing. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 people. So if you're ever doing 1 or 2 loaves, you would just take the full loaves. I use fresh bread, but you can do whatever you want. You take the whole loaf and you just rip it all apart. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done ripping it apart. But that's why I have so much bread, because I'm feeding a lot of people. But if you want to use 1 or 2 loaves, it's up to you however much you want to make. Okay, B, this is 5 loaves of bread all ripped apart. So that's kind of the sizing I do. But you can buy the bread already ripped apart as well. So that's 5 loaves of bread because I'm making it for a lot of people. And I might even, depending on what it looks like when it's cooked, I might even do 1 more, because I know 4 loaves will do my whole family. Well, yeah, 4 loaves will do my whole family. And then I'm thinking 5 or 6 for Trevor's because his family's bigger. So once that's chopped up, you go, I don't measure this. I just put blobs of butter, melt it all in the pan, because it doesn't matter. The measurement doesn't matter. Butter is not going to hurt the stuffing at all. So I just put big blobs of butter on, and I use real butter. Trevor's mom actually used margarine, but I always use butter, and it does taste pretty much the same. So whatever you want to use. And I have chopped up onion here. This is a lot of onion because it is 5 loaves. But for you, if you're going to use onion, I would use 1 white onion. And I just have a chopper upper, so it can chop up pretty finely. But then you just saute all of your onions in the butter. Okay, so now I'm sauteing the onions. I'm going to turn down the heat a little bit. So this is just butter and the onions. And then I added in these XO packets. I don't mix it with water or anything. I just put it in this with the butter. So far I have 4 packages in it. Sorry, I'm steaming up 4 packages, but I'm probably going to add 2 more. So for you, I would probably add 2 or 3 because it just adds flavor. That's all it is it just adds flavor to this mixture. But you can't really go wrong. Add what you want. I'm probably, like I said, I'm going to probably add 6, so 2 more of these into here. And I just stir it all up. But yeah, you could use 1, 2, 3, however much you want. I don't measure anything, but just go by how you think. So once that's done, I added pepper into it. I didn't show you that. I just added a little bit of pepper. So I divided that mixture into 3, and you just pour it on top of the bread. And then you mix it all in with your hands. But be careful because this is really hot. So just kind of give it a second. And then you mix it all in with your hands. But this is just to mix it. This is not what's going to hydrate your bread. Your bread's still going to feel extremely dry. Just mix it all in with your hands just till all the onion is incorporated in the mixture. So this is with just the onion and butter mixture mixed in. I forgot to tell you, summer savory. So I just sprinkle summer savory on top before I mix it in. So I don't measure, this is the thing with me, I don't measure anything. I just sprinkle it. I think things turn out better when you don't measure them. So yeah, I just sprinkled the top of it, and then you can add more. But you can see there's summer savory in there, but there's not a crazy ton. But that's just preference, whatever you like. Do you like a lot of summer savory? So once again, this is not even hydrated yet. This is just the onion and the butter. So I'll show you what we do next. So I'm about to mix this in, but yeah, you just go in with your hands and make sure it's not crazy hot still, because you will burn yourself. You're gonna just mix it all in, squeeze it, get it all incorporated till it looks like that. Now it's all mixed together with just the onion, butter, and bread. You're gonna take chicken broth. Some people use water, but chicken broth will make all the difference. So I just pour in chicken broth until it is the consistency you want. You want all of the bread to be hydrated. So you don't want any super dry pieces, but you don't want it to be mush either. So just basically so that you can get it into a firm-ish ball. So I'll show you. So I'm just gonna dump in some chicken broth and then I'll show you. So you're gonna want to squeeze it all to make sure there's no dry pieces hidden anywhere, but it should look pretty wet, like you could put it in a ball. Like this, I think is perfect. See how it can fold into a ball? Whereas this one's not hydrated yet, you wouldn't be able to, I guess you could squish it into a ball. But this one, you don't even have to squish it. This is hydrated. But just go through it and squish it all and just make sure you don't feel any dry pieces, but make sure it's not sopping wet, you know? So you can see the difference between this and that, right? And actually I didn't use a lot. I'll show you. I just like did that. And then if you just go by feeling, and if it needs more, give it more. And you just mix it all together with your hands, and you have to do all of this with your hands because you have to be able to feel it. So this is not enough water. I can already tell it's still really dry. So I'm just gonna add more in. And I do little bits at a time because I don't want it to add too much. And then I just mix it all. I still think I'm gonna need more because this was a bigger bowl. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna need more because there's still, you know, you can still see some dry parts along the sides and stuff. So yeah, just go by feeling, make sure it's wet and no dry, like crummy pieces. Every part should feel a little wet. Now that it's all hydrated and mixed together, you're going to, whatever you're gonna serve it in, I'm bringing mine in this disposable thing. I sprayed it with cooking spray. And you're going to just transfer it all into this. I might need to use 2 of these. So you transfer all of this into here. And then when you're ready to cook it, you just put it in the oven at like 350, 375, just until it's how you want it. Cause you don't like, you know, you just basically are warming it. Some people like it a little bit more crusty, so you could cook it longer, but just cook it until you think it's done. Like, I don't time it at all. I just look at it, I'm like, oh, that looks good. And then you just pull it out. So, and you cook it covered. So I'll put tin foil around this before I cook it, but I'll show you once I put it in the tin. Ta-da! So this is what it looks like. This was, so remember, this was 5 loaves of bread, but this is deep. So that's a lot of stuff in here. So now I'm just going to let it sit until we're ready to cook it. We're eating in about 2 hours, so I'll pop it in about probably a half an hour before we leave, but I cover it. So cover it with tin foil and then put it in, and you're just warming it up and just making sure it's nice and warm. So it's not, obviously it's not raw or nothing. So just however you like it. Some people like it crispy or whatever. So that's all it is. And Trevor's mom used to serve it in little bread dishes. So you can serve it in anything if you have like a, I don't know, like any sort of casserole dish, or it doesn't matter what you cook it in. Just Trevor's mom never cooked it in the bird. So she always cooked it separately. And I think that makes a difference. So yeah, that's all it is. Let me know if you have any questions.